strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. It is Monday night, and here you are with me again. It's 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hello to all of our viewers in social media world. I am Ann Charlius of SheroRising, and I am so excited to be here tonight. You know, last week was pretty tough for me health-wise, but you know what? You guys keep me going. You guys keep me motivated. So for everyone in social media, you know what it means. It means hit that share button, share this out. And for our listeners on iHeartRadio and traditional radio, I want to welcome you in this evening. Also, it is always a pleasure to be here, and I hope you guys are having a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful new month. Listen, we're in a new year and it's a new month. And I don't know about you, but 2018 seems to be going pretty quickly. It's going pretty fast, all steam ahead. And, you know, for me, as the author of Wonder Woman, Your Goals, goal setting is something that I am passionate about. And the start of this year really has highlighted how important it is to take a look at your resolutions, take a look at your goals, take a look at your dreams, day in and day out, day in and day out. They need to stay in front of you because time goes by quickly. And so, listen, we are excited to be on the home of 1470 AM, 95.3 FM. If you are in the local area from Boca Raton to Aventura in the East Corridor, I want to welcome you. Thank you for coming in. We're going through a transition period. Listen, this is a new year. But guess what? It's also new transformation for us here at Zero to Shero. A lot of things are happening behind the scenes, and we're going to emerge in our new season totally transformed. But you know, the heart of the message, the heart of it is still going to be the same. The heart is going to be to inspire, to motivate, to equip you and give you the tools that you will need to soar. Are you ready to soar? Are you ready to finally make this the year that you are living your best life yet? I know for me, I made a concerted effort to really say that, you know what, I'm definitely going to change things up this year. I'm going to definitely do things that I've never done before. And I encourage you to do the same. Because it's quite easy. It's very easy for us to say in status quoville. This is where we do the same thing. We show up the same way. And you know what? We don't have time for that anymore. And you know, this is something that I have been sharing with my clients. This is something that I have been sharing with my friends and my colleagues. How are you going to show up differently this year? How are you going to do it? Are you going to show up differently by finally finding your voice and making your voice plain in what you're speaking into your life? Or are you going to kind of just be a wallflower and let life happen to you? You know, I hope that you do the first. I hope that you really do find your voice. Now, tonight we're going to be talking about an important topic. If you are an entrepreneur, or maybe you are a person who aspires to be an entrepreneur, whatever the case may be, tonight's topic is going to be very important for you because it's really going to help equip you to really start a business or continue a business that is going to thrive. And so for me, I'm in an interesting place in my business. Right now, a year and about 5 months into my business, I'm in the stage called efficiency moving to scale. And we're going to talk about that because I'm dealing, if I can have a transparent moment, with some real growing pains. Now, listen, I'm not complaining about these growing pains. I feel very fortunate because I would rather deal with growing pains than death pains, right? And not having a successful, thriving business. But nonetheless, I'm still living and dealing with these growing pains. So let's first start about talking about these stages. Number one is the discovery stage. This is when you first are setting up your business. This is when you are confirming whether you are solving a meaningful problem. This is in the early infancy, the startup stage, where you're saying, you know what? I have this amazing idea. And I truly believe that it can provide a solution to a problem, and that solution can be meaningful. And you know, for me, that was a critical stage in my business because when I started a year and about 5 months ago, I'm going to be very frank with you, I thought maybe the market was oversaturated. There are so many people out there calling themselves a business coach. There are so many people calling themselves a success strategist. The market is just inundated, right? And so I actually did go through the process of asking myself, what makes me so different? How can I differentiate myself? Am I providing a unique solution for the entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs? Because that solution, that difference should be impactful. It should be meaningful. So that's the first stage of your growth as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. The second stage that you have to go through is called validation. Validation is where you are seeking to confirm that people are actually interested in your service and product. Because listen, guys, yes, you may have a problem. Yes, you may have a meaningful solution. But if the market, if the masses, if the people don't believe or are interested in your service and product, you have nothing. You have nothing. And so your second stage is called validation. This is where you seek out to make sure that people are in fact interested in your product and or service. The third stage is efficiency. This is where you refine your business model and improve efficiency. You really are in the heat of the game as it pertains to customer acquisition. And this really is the stage that I'm in. I'm closing out this stage where I'm figuring out exactly what is the ideal client for me. What is the systematic sales process? How do we make sure that it's a system that runs efficiently, effectively? That is key. And so the efficiency process, listen, we can't jump into scale. We can't jump into other things without making sure that we are refining our business model. What is your business model? Is your business model products? Is your business model service oriented? Is your business model online? Does it include a brick and mortar? You have to figure out what that model is. You have to fine tune that. And then you're ready for scale. Then you're ready for scale. And you know what? I'm in that process right now, getting geared up for scale. And I'm going to be quite frank, it's scary. It's very scary because I don't know about you, but I'm a little bit of a control freak, just a little bit. And in order to scale your business, you're going to have to pass over the baby to someone else or to other people. You're going to have to remove yourself from the equation. And you're going to have to realize that no one's going to do it exactly like you. Don't set yourself up for misery because you're expecting that your team is going to do it exactly like you. That's not going to happen. They're not you. Okay? So during this stage, this is when you really start driving growth. You really start acquiring clients, customers, patients, whatever the business in is, aggressively. Now, I will tell you that you have to be very careful that you do not do this too soon, because you can grow your business too quickly, too soon, and it falls under its own weight. And we don't want to see that happen. I know you don't want to see that happen. You've worked really hard for your business, and so you definitely don't want to see that happen. Now, for many of us, we are looking for angel investors. We are looking for investors, venture capitalists. And here's the thing. Oftentimes, we seek those things out way too soon. And I'm here to tell you that the bulk of venture capital funding is available in stage 4. So if you're looking for venture capital funding for the discovery stage, stage 1, the validation stage, stage 2, the efficiency stage, stage 3, it's likely not going to happen. Investors and venture capitalists join the fray when you are in stage 4. This is where you've already created a meaningful solution, you've already validated it, you've already created a business model, and now investors are interested in moving to the next stage. Now, each stage also comes with X amount of employees that are involved. Usually in that scale stage, that last stage, you're looking at 17 or more employees. On the lower stages, stage 1, you may only have 1 employee. Stage 2, 3 or 4. Stage 4, 3, 4 or more. But when you get to scale, it's all systems go. And you're looking at about 17 employees on average. Now, how many months? What can you expect? Well, on average, what the studies show us is that stage 1 usually takes about 7 months. Stage 2, usually about 11 months. Stage 3, 17 months. And by 25 months is when you're really at stage 4. And so, it's so interesting. Oftentimes, social media, I love social media. I get a bulk of my clients from social media. But I'm here to tell you, sometimes the memes send you on the wrong track. The memes make it seem like it's easy. And I'm here to tell you that it's grind and it's hustle time. That in order to really grow your business, you have to roll up your sleeve and hustle a little bit harder. You have to push a little bit harder. And so that is so, so important. But it is possible. It is completely possible. However, it's important to know that there is a process and a system for everything that you're trying to do in your business. Now, for me, the scale process has started with me interviewing a lot of candidates to bring into the team who I could then teach the system so that I don't have to be involved in the day-to-day operations. I can be the big picture, the visionary. The other part is really sitting down and creating a system. I've spoken to so many entrepreneurs in the past year, and so many of them, they don't have what they do solemnized in writing. They are shooting from the hip. They are doing it using an ad hoc method, and they're really not setting themselves up for success by really putting into black and white exactly what they do. And that's so important because you need to know that even if you're unavailable because you're on an international trip, because you fall ill, that your business can still move forward. It's still functioning. And so as a result, I've had to have that, come to Jesus meeting as they call it, even for myself, because the past 4 weeks has been very trying for me. 2 weeks I was traveling. 1 week I had the flu. Now my chronic anemia is acting up. And so it's been one thing after another. And so I'm doing my very best to keep the train going. But what it has done and what I'm thankful for, even though it's a little frustrating, but what I'm thankful for is that I'm given an opportunity now to really see why it's so important that even though it's incredibly uncomfortable, it is essential that I actually scale my business and that I create a team and system that can operate without me. Operate without me. And I want to encourage you to start doing this self-reflection now. It's February. It's a great time to really set up because, see, here's the thing. The success that you see at the end of the year, when you see at the end of the year during the holiday season, companies are breaking records, they're doing so well, understand that a lot of it has to do with the work that they're putting in now. Not the work that they put in November, but the work that they're putting in now. That is so, so essential. And it's very frustrating. It can be very scary because so many entrepreneurs are not successful, right? By year 5, by year 10, 96% failure rate. And so a lot of that failure rate, though, I have to say has to do with decisions that we are making. That really are not setting us up to be successful. And so we got to take that mirror out and we really have to be self-reflective on exactly what it's going to take for us to be successful. Now, I have some good news. Yes, I do. I do have some good news. I am traveling to New York this week. I am flying out on Thursday. I'm very excited about that. It is a business trip that is going to be fast and furious. So if you are in New York City, definitely hit me up, DM me, inbox me. Let me know that you would love to get together and meet up while I'm in New York City. I would love to learn more about what you're doing as an entrepreneur. And listen, maybe you will be a future guest. You never ever do know now, do you? And if you know any fun things that I can do maybe at night when business is over in New York City, definitely inbox me that also. I do plan to talk about kind of my travel and what I've learned over the course of the past few months. But one of the things that I can tell you, a little sneak peek when I do that special where we talk about my Asia trip, is that one thing that I love is that we definitely are more alike than we are different. Can I say that again? We are definitely more alike than we are different. And that is so, so inspiring because, what it teaches me is that, we as entrepreneurs, we definitely do have a global community. And sometimes outsourcing and working outside of the U.S. can sometimes get a bad rap. But the reality is that if done correctly, it can actually help flourish entrepreneurs and the economy here in the U.S. And the entrepreneurship community is thriving and growing. In fact, they did a study between individuals that are 18 to 64 years old. That's 18 to 64. And they have found that 110 million people said that they were in the process of starting a business. And that is truly music to my ears. And it's so encouraging to know that so many people are amped up, are encouraged to really get into entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is not just something I talk about, it's something in my blood. As you guys know, both of my parents, mother and father, were great, successful entrepreneurs that came to this country with nothing. And so I know the power of entrepreneurship and the opportunities and the generational uplift and elevation that can be created by it. Now, if you're just tuning in, I would like to welcome you. And please, if you're on social media, we ask you to hit that share button. Share this message out. Go ahead and bless someone on your timeline with this message. For those of you who don't know me, let me introduce myself. My name, Ann, A-N-N, Charleus, C-H-A-R-L-E-U-S. That's Charlie S. My clients call me the mogul maker, the wealth creator, and the queen of cash flow. I get excited. About entrepreneurship. I started my career in corporate America and climbed the ladder pretty quickly, getting my first corporate directorship position before I even was able to drink by the age of 20. I've owned multiple successful businesses. I am the former director of legal and public affairs for the Minority Chamber of Commerce, where I represented over 5,000 businesses, both large and small, everyone from a startup to professional sports teams like the Florida Marlins. In addition, I'm a 3-time award-winning business coach. Of course, I have this amazing radio show. But in addition to that, I'm also a live streamer. I am a VIP influencer on Periscope. So you can always catch me on all social media at SheroRising. Once again, that is SheroRising. So we are in February. Drop in the comment box if you're watching this via live stream. What is your business goals for 2018? What are your business goals? Now, if you're too afraid to actually type in your business goals, then I ask you, how serious are you in achieving that goal if you can even declare it? Declaration is really the first step. You got to claim it first in order to achieve it. And it can be scary sometimes. I totally get it. And, we have so many personality types, so many different types of people start businesses. And, these different personality types really run the gamut. But one thing is for sure, and one thing is for certain, is that no matter what business you're getting into, whether it's in the creative world like fashion, or maybe it's in the tech world, whatever it is, maybe it's STEM, you really have to sit down and really create a vision. Some of us call it resolutions, some of us call it goals, but many of us call it a vision, call it a plan, call it a dream, whatever word you would like to use. Whatever that is, definitely grab a pad, write it down, put it in a place where you're going to see it daily, where you're going to meditate over it, where you're going to affirm it. That is so critical to your own success. That is so critical for your own achievement. I've done it for myself. I haven't finished my vision board for the year, but it will be finished before I leave to New York City. One day at a time, we can come together as entrepreneurs and be successful. Now, if you have ideas, yes, this is your time to make your voice heard. If you have ideas about the direction the show should go, if you have ideas about potential guests to have on the show, if you have ideas about topics that you would like for us to address, drop it in the comment box. Drop it in the comment box. We would love to hear from you. We would love for this to be a tribe and a community that's about learning, that's about growing. And it starts with you sharing your very, very special voice. Now, you guys know how to reach me. You guys know who I am. You guys know that I am going to be traveling to New York City. So I'm really excited about that. I haven't been to New York City in, the Brooklyn, Manhattan area since I was in probably high school. So it's really, really exciting. I'm going to be meeting with some amazing people. One of the people that I'm going to be meeting with, I want to give a little shout out to, is Leslie Garcia of Counseling Space. Hey, Leslie, how are you, girl? I cannot wait to see you in person for our very special VIP day. But, the reality is, whether you live in New York City or Miami, whether you're in Malaysia, Singapore, Dubai, Africa, South America, the Caribbean, Australia, no matter where you find yourself, entrepreneurship is the new black. Yes, it is. Can we say it together? Entrepreneurship is the new black. And we are the trailblazers that are going to be opening up opportunities for growth, not just for ourselves, because that's the beauty of entrepreneurship. It's not just about ourselves. It's about the people that we're able to impact, employees, customers, clients. In addition to the people that we're able to impact, it's about the innovation, the technology, the new knowledge that we're able to impart that's going to make a lasting impact and everlasting legacy for all of those that we come in contact with. So are you ready? Are you ready to make 2018 the best year yet? Now, you guys, you know my time slot, you know my day, you know to join us again on Monday, this coming Monday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you would like to connect with me, don't be afraid to go ahead and follow me, inbox me, DM me. I am on all social media as SheroRising, SHERO. That's SheroRising. Not heroes, but Sheros. We are female superheroes. We're going to be taking over the boardrooms all across the world. And it starts with you and I. You have a beautiful evening, and I'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Bye.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program